Hello, my name is Travis Baylitz. This video is going to be a little bit different from the other videos that I've done in the past. And this one is focused on mental illnesses. Let me just give you some statistics that I've looked up online that I was kind of held back on. Because I felt that if it wasn't for my family's help, in a sense, to get my health regulated, and they weren't there to help financially support me, I could have easily been one of these people, homeless. There are 3.5 million people in the US that are homeless. 30% of those have mental illnesses. About half of all of those people with mental illnesses are either substance abuse users or drug addicts. And it's worth to note that a quarter of all people in the prison system, a quarter of all people in the prison system have mental illnesses. And because of these statistics, I had to feel a little bit concerned and sorry about them, because as I said earlier, my situation is pretty much handed down to me and I can pretty much do whatever I want, in spite the mental instabilities I've had in the past. But I could have easily been one of these mentally ill people out on the streets, homeless, and I definitely possibly know that I would not want to get help. I'd probably be reluctant to get that help, especially if I was doing the stuff on my own. When it comes to taking care of myself, trying to be independent here and there. See, most of my videos are actually pretty, you could say, kind of spontaneous, light, represents my manic moods, my depressed moods, my irritations, my stress. But I've pulled away from the camera because I thought it could help solidify a better sense of myself, to try to take care of my life. But it bugs me. I've seen a lot of videos of mentally ill people. This one in South America, and these guys were literally in bars, a 6x6, and pretty much drinking from their own shit on the streets, the sewage system, and they were just naked, sprawled on the floor. Not saying that's not me, but I can't help but feel a little bit shameful that knowing that I have this bipolar disorder, this anxiety disorder, this Asperger. I was never really diagnosed with Asperger's, but there is something that makes me feel a little bit awkward to be comfortable with who I am as a person, because number one, my sleep disruption is fucked right now, and there's no consistency whatsoever. So 3.5 million, 300,000 people with mental illnesses are on the street. Some people want to be able to take charge of their life and do something, but it seems like apparently that I really can't. I don't have any background in humanities or social work, but that news really has affected me. And I thought I could write a paper on, I was originally going to write this paper called Mental Illness, Homelessness, Prison, and the healthcare systems. I guess I was kind of interested in it because I feel that they're probably a group of people that not many people know or know how to take care of them. I've seen several videos get myself in fear because I thought I'd be one of these dudes someday. If I really wanted to hit home with being independent, I'd be this dude on the street, off in Skid Row or something with a whole bunch of other homeless people. And it really affects me because when it comes to what I eat, when it comes to my hygiene, when it comes to this, I'm honestly almost now embarrassed about who I am as a person, because my mania has literally, kind of superficialized, or, put a blanket that shelled the real world. And the real world seems like a disastrous hell for those people, especially that have mental illnesses. Bipolar, schizophrenia, these are the people that really, really need this help out there. How the fuck can you help them? I ain't no psychiatrist. I ain't no doctor. I ain't no physician. I ain't none of that. Therapist. But these people are out there struggling. Yeah, half of the people of the 30% that are mentally ill have substance abuse users and addictions, but at the same time, you can't help but the other 15% that have bipolar and schizophrenia. They can't get the help they need. The system won't provide for it. A lot of these people they're talking about they provided shelter for them, but they're only supposed to stay 30 days, but they couldn't do anything. I guess a lot of this stuff has got really serious because I tried to do relationships. I try to do, taking care of myself. I try to figure out what I need to do with my fucking life, but half the time I'm going ADHD heavy because I end up changing my mind over and over. But the one thing that has always hit home with me is when it comes to being myself as a person, as an adult, as an independent man, I can't help but fucking feel threatened knowing the fact that I could have easily been on the street like these other people. It's worthy to know it was actually Harriet Tubman's birthday today, talking about something on Google and slavery, but I don't know. My notice isn't really to change these people that are on the streets. It's just I guess I'm affected by it by myself, and I feel wary of it. It goes to show how human life, the natural, no matter how much the survival factor with human life, there's a lot of people that can't manage it, whether it's cancer and all this other BS. But I'm just focused on this mental health shit because literally I feel, as this lady in South America, she's part of this international bipolar alliance thing, and I was really interested in it because I know there's not much fucking I can do because I don't know, I'm kind of lazy. So I know it's a bad excuse because I kind of have this nature of being taken care of, and whether I'm caged or not inside, something's got to be done with these people, man. These videos are talking about, all these physicians are saying that the jail system was not meant to house mentally ill people. It was not. But because the state asylums got shut down, the state hospitals or the state caretaking system was never put into action at all. It bothers me a lot because it's like I feel fortunate the way my situation is, but at the same time, there's no doubt I could have been fucking homeless on the street. Because I'm embarrassed of being bipolar. I hate talking about it. It makes me feel irritated a lot of times. I never go into therapy. My mental health has actually been taken care of by my family. That was not something done by me at all. But anyway, back to the homelessness issue. This lady has spent 18, 19, 20, 40 years of her life, 35 years of her life on the street, and she didn't finally get help till she was 50. She now takes care of other people who are mentally ill on the street and trying to find a way to get them closure with themselves to help pull them out of it. But man, it seems pretty tough. You and I have, because I wanted to try to taking care of myself at times. I just, you think living in your own place would get you feeling better, but nah, I don't know. What I do know is what I get at right now is that I pretty much resist the help from my family because I feel I want to be able to take care of myself, but at the same time my sleep is too disrupted to be able to take care of myself. Yet at the same time my sleep is disrupted where I feel like I might not have enough ambition to try it. I've had 5 jobs in the last year and I just quit. Because of anxiety. I looked up videos on anxiety, self-shame, I looked up a video that described anxiety, that it described self-shame, that described low self-esteem. I might have all 3 of those. But my attachment to this house is so great that it's pretty much impossible for me to make a rational decision on what I should and shouldn't do with my life. I try to work for money, but it doesn't build anything. It doesn't build character. It doesn't build stamina. Yeah, sometimes when I see a bill, it kind of gets me irritated, and I feel like I gotta just make money alone, just to survive. But I don't know if that's what it takes, the mindset. You just work for money, then you're off the streets. But damn, that's a huge number, 3.5 million. Homeless, 3.5 million homeless, and 30% of those have mental illnesses. It's a big number. I don't know what else to say, but it's a big number, and the humanity, I wouldn't say the humanity, but I wouldn't want to say that I really care for the weak. It's just that me, myself, I hate to use this as an excuse, but me myself have always, there's people that have found success through being bipolar and schizophrenic, but me myself, knowing my character, I couldn't help but feel that I could be this person. If it wasn't for the help from my family, I could easily have been this person if it wasn't the help from my family. Especially when it comes to financial needs and providing shelter, clothing, etc. But at the same time, you almost feel embarrassed by it, you know? I feel so embarrassed to live with a girlfriend that has a disability that I can't fucking live with her without feeling fucking normal. And that's another irritation. It dropped the huge reality bubble on me, and it just makes me want to pop it because there's just pain everywhere. Anyways, I wrote this paper. I think I'll go through it quick. It's not too long, but maybe you can get to know me a little bit. I don't like to discuss myself when it comes to my reality. I usually done music in the past, rapping. I usually done focus on, you know, my instabilities, the funny shit. But I'm here to get paid these days, and I think that's my biggest weakness. I'm here to get fucking paid in some shape or form that works for me. But at the same time, my laziness and character kind of loses itself, and I just get mood. That's the thing, mood disorder. It really fucks things up. Anyway, my name is Travis Baylitz, and I have bipolar disorder. My interest in mental illness is relatively old news, but I never really fancied the idea nor the subject matter. It just seems to be more apparent, though, that the harder I seem to separate from the current situation to seek independence, the subject matter becomes more apparent, and I end up feeling guilty for not taking control of this deep-rooted problem, including several mental issues as follows: social anxiety, mood dysregulation or bipolar disorder, and a sleep disorder. I felt for a very long period of time it was the responsibility of my caretakers via my father and mother to take care of my mental health for me. Discussing about it has never made me feel very good. I felt shameful and embarrassed for several years because of it. So one may ask, how have you survived since the diagnosis? Well, my way out of it was to never deal with it and to remain a child forever, living with my father in his basement. For a while it worked, you know. When I was off that drug, it worked, because that mania just made you not give a shit. But ever since I've been on this lithium, I kind of really flatlined and become much more serious, and even Kyle can't tolerate the seriousness, but I feel like I have to be on it if I want to find some stability, you know. So one may ask, that's how. What about food and bills? With food, I just have dad buy the food and I steal it from upstairs. And bills, my dad has been taking care of that forever, and I used to write fake checks for rent and additional billing. It probably isn't the best way to develop composure, individualism, and adult responsibilities, but it does make my life much easier. Since 2008, it was suspected I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. My inability to thrive has led to my ultimate misdirection in school, failure in careers, and rocky relationships. Which is weird, because I used to be fairly intelligent, got in the top 10% of my class in high school, and, you know, worked my way to holding, you know, what was it, 3.86 and 3.93 in college, but I took some easy classes anyway. That's not the reason why I'm making this, it's just the reasoning. I just could never keep myself happy, let alone dealing with real-world stress. Even up to this day as I write this rough draft, which I will finalize later, I feel my anxiety is worse and my sleep is more dysregulated than ever. I understand the idea of mindfulness and the being in the moment and positivity can go a long way, but there is no positivity, just ugliness, and negative shit that never makes me feel very good. But with this essay, I'm pushing outside of my boundaries and making sure something happens, not one where I'm just sitting in my own world of nothingness and bunnies. These days I survive living with my father and brother, all of us on social security disability, go figures, and a couch in which I spend an enormous amount of time on. We all lay around pretty much, nothing too exciting, but also this nothingness is the reason why I can't progress into a direction I really want to go. If I do go out, I often creep back to living like a hermit in my own house. On the bright side, there are also video games and masturbation, but nothing that pays or stays. I spent a good $10,000 on a music career, but due to developed sensory issues, especially since I've been on the mood stabilizer Lithium, I lost my enjoyment with the hobby. In the past, music composing used to save me from the pains of deep depression and the darkness within. These days, I have a hard time even giving a shit. And there's also internet marketing, which is always available, but perhaps I'm looking for a more rewarding and contributive purpose with a much deeper meaning. I had the basics of food, shelter, water, and clothing handed me, so what else is left? Taking things easy seems to be my motto these days. Any form of expression, whether it's through art, music, or writing, only makes me depressed. But I feel I do want to make a contribution to the mental health field in some shape or form, or at least find a way to accept and thrive in a society even with this fucking illness. The problem is I'm so insecure with it these days that it makes it even hard to want to hold a brick and mortar job, let alone go in the public at all whatsoever, only at night to catch some fresh air. I guess my biggest embarrassment of going out is my brother, on the other hand, doesn't give a shit if he's on disability. He's able to go out. I feel like, nope, I gotta make a living first, and that's actually what's holding me back, because the fact that I'm not making a fucking living from my own home or finding a way that actually works on a logical basis, since I'm so out of focus, I can watch like some videos on homelessness, videos to physics, videos to playing Mario games all day. So anyway, I don't go out in public because of the anxiety or whatever the fuck I got. You know, my girlfriend almost makes me more anxious. I've actually pulled away from her because I felt that was only agitating the aggravation. I used to not be this anxious. When I was manic, I really didn't give a shit. Used to be able to visit my mom's house, used to go out, but ever since I've constrained myself to try to make a living, it really has fucked my life up, because that's why I don't go out. That's why I've gotten more anxious. That's why I don't get the health shots done. You know, all these fucking shots by my mom, insurance covered, dental insurance covered by my dad. All this fucking shit just blows up in my fucking face, and I just want to like stab it all, you know, let it bleed in a sense, because, you know, what else are you gonna do? Let your teeth rot, not get your shots because you need to fucking make sure that you ain't poisoned by the lithium? A lot of this stuff, insurance, bills, everything just blows up my face because my dad's aging and my girlfriend was progressing it like he was 100 years old, you know. Wasn't helping me either. I don't know if there's many people that care about me, but I don't care. I just want you to know the fact 3.5 fucking million people are out there homeless. 30% have mental illnesses, and yet they're still out there. I don't know what the hell you could fucking do with it, you know. These people are out there handing water bottles and shit, but damn, that's a big fucking number. Maybe they're happy that way. It depends on where you feel abundant, but at the same time, that number still strikes me up to this day. I've had 5 jobs in 2013, many of them in which I quit within 1 day or so and to never return. I don't think I am ever competent enough to feel that I can work again, but my sleep patterns are incredibly poor and sleeping isn't any better. It is quite dysregulated. Sleeping with my brother seems to help for the most part. Like I said earlier, I like to be awake at night when most people are asleep, you know, because anxiety. I like to be awake when no one's awake, you know. Fuck them. That's pretty much my mood. But yeah, during the day I get really anxious. I can't even fucking do plowing out there when I used to. I like to do shit at night. You know, it's where my comfort level is. Though I would like to be awake during the day, it's just my mood gets like, don't want to deal with reality, shut everything off, you know. My interest in mental illnesses and the connections with homelessness, prison, and the mental health system is twofold. One, I have felt that my disability is so debilitating that I chose to not do anything about it, and could feel I may end up in those predicaments. And 2, this research may provide a boost for my own ego that I'm not alone. But most importantly, informing the world that several other people like me with mental illnesses are struggling to thrive, let alone survive. I haven't gotten to this paper since, looking up some scholarly articles and journals, but I don't want to have to pay extra. I'm also tight on the money situation as well. Not that I'm not. I used to be fucking spending like no to fucking tomorrow, even if I had this disability money. But anyway, the real world is a sketchy place. Some say it's just outside your home. Others say you can create a world in your own home and work from home. Feel any reason to feel good getting out is a big statement that I have come to accept my mental illness as it is, bipolar as it is as well. In the past, the more I talk about my illness, the more embarrassed and ashamed I am by it. I don't know why. I feel ashamed by it. Well, what the fuck can you do? Can't do nothing. People make you irritated. Say fuck them. They make you feel good. Oh, feel great. They're not there. You feel like shit. You know. I just had to pull away from it all altogether. That's my way of how I cope. It's just the people around me that create this false sense of security when deep down when I'm alone in nature, I'm always insecure about my bipolar disorder and mental illness and my lack of self-confidence to hold a job or make any type of money. It's the one thing I hate talking about, but the one thing that is holding me back from living a life of pride and acceptance. Finding help is one thing, but being molded by the advice of others is another, which very often you not even take. It is amazing for the short research I've done. These statistics are startling. The amount of suffering, including the mentally ill, and the connection with the ill is insurmountable. It is deadly and costly too, especially with the closure of state asylums and overfilled jails not intended to hold the mentally ill. As I stated earlier, jails were never intended to hold the mentally ill. It's just they end up being there because of, you know, simple theft, probably drug related and shit. But yeah, you just imagine it. You know, these mentally ill are fucked. What am I supposed to say? They're fucked. You know, it's a big number. You might get these videos where they say like, oh, all these videos, I'm doing well, I'm doing great, I got a perfect blah blah blah. But if you think about the reality that's out there, no, they're not fucking doing well. They're probably feeling like shit, can't afford shit, don't know how to get the proper help. And I'm lucky. So the problem is I ain't lucky because my sleep will always change here and there. So in the end, I sometimes feel non-lucky. But I do feel somewhat not lucky. I'm not lucky. For what? I'm on this lithium and I don't feel any better. I lost that innocence that I used to be because of reality, and I don't feel that much better, you know? Reality is always telling me, nope, fucking do something. This is why I hate doing these fucking videos, because it's just, what is it gonna get me? Nowhere. It's just me bitching and moaning. So, this is coming from an ill guy, you know? Asperger, bipolar, anxiety, retardation, I don't fucking care. I just know something just, it has to be this way because I can't fucking change. Because my sleep don't change. I end up trying to do this internet marketing shit, and that's the only way I feel I can get paid for something. Because I can do it from home. I feel guilty about like having to, that's what's weird. I had this mental illness, but I fucking can't accept it. I have this mental illness, but I can't fucking accept it. If I did, I would be able to take food and feel abundant and not care, instead of feeling, oh shit, it's not my food I buy. Oh shit, I can't go to the fucking grocery store. Oh shit, I can't even go to my fucking psychiatrist to get my goddamn pills because it just makes me irritated. Thinking about the shit, I hate it. But I'm telling you why I'm saying it is because this is how it happens this way, you know? This is why I hate it, the reality shit, because I try to think about it, but then I just feel like, no, I don't want to think about it. That doesn't make me feel good, but I feel like I have to talk about it because 3.5 fucking million people don't have a fucking voice, and if they don't have that fucking voice, then what? You got them. They can't do nothing, or at least they're reluctant to do something. I don't know. I can't. I have a hard. My brother and I have a hard time fucking trying to do something with their life. We both can't fucking do anything with their lives. He's too embarrassed, so he just sleeps when Dad's and Becky's up. That's what he does. He sleeps during the day, so he doesn't have to. So he avoids Dad and Becky in the house, and other reality shit, because it's just stressful as hell. You know, Kyle and I pretty much live homeless in this home. The difference is we don't feel it's terribly homeless because we have things we need. You know, I feel different though. I feel like, I don't know. Damn it, psychiatrists, therapists, volunteers, whatever the fuck whose name, who don't have anxiety and have been willing to try to change himself and not feel like a stubborn ass. God, you gotta do fucking something about these mentally ill people, you know? Where they're homeless and shit. I don't know. Politics gotta get involved or something, because something has to get done. And I just feel like they're just treated as second-class humans when I'm supposed to think about it. When they probably have issues like that. You know, I feel like a second-class human when I feel trying to be in a realistic life, because I just feel irritated. But like, I know deep down as an adult, you don't somehow get over that hump to push out of your circle, you will probably end up feeling like this. So, anyway, I don't even discuss about this with my girlfriend, or had. I pulled away from her totally because I felt it was irritating everything, you know. Trying to focus on just making money and stuff. But I don't know if that's my intentions. My intention wasn't to make money, just maybe get my thoughts across that, you know, these ill people need some help. I don't know what to do about it. Fuck, how would I know either? I'm just saying, something probably needs to get done. Mental illness isn't something that you ask for. It's not. Neither is cancer and all this other shit. But at the same time, you know, those on the street, something has to be done. What could I do? I guarantee if I'm in that situation, I wouldn't be able to there. I would just be sitting here in this situation here because that's where I'm comfortable. Like most people, they would go where it's comfortable and secure and not feeling like shit. But I don't know. Anyways, I feel that it wasn't for my fortunate life of adoption, my father's place, even at 27. I'd fear the worst: homelessness, prison, and the mental health system, all on my own. And I suck doing shit on my own. This is probably why I don't do nothing. Who knows? Who knows who or what I have done, who I have been like if I didn't have a shelled life with my father. As a pessimist, I have a tendency to think negative. Don't get me wrong, I was even worse in the past, but to this day, I just hold great fear of tackling my mental health problems on my own. My mom tried to help. I pushed them away because it just makes me irritated. I try to hold a relationship, well, then everything else gets irritating. I don't want it. It's like an obsession happens for one thing, and the rest can just fuck off, you know? It doesn't work that way. Reality don't work that way. It just don't, you know? But yeah, I used to be a lot worse. Up and down, really fucking rage fit, you know? But not me no more. So, another thing, I don't know if you want to talk like this the rest of your life and feel like blah blah blah, nothing can happen, so I might as well just do nothing with my life and leave it this way, you know? That's something that I think that has to happen. But anyway, this is gonna be a video that I'll post, but probably won't post another video for a while, so. Alright, as I said, don't get me wrong. I was even worse in the past, but to this day I just hold great fear of tackling my mental health problems on my own. But it's like a necessary evil if I want to live a functional life outside of my childhood life here. But fixing it and finding ways out of my comfort zone has never been easy. Like my brother, he doesn't get a job. He hasn't had one since like 2007, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. And I've had 5 because I was more needy to try it. But that neediness didn't do nothing. Just, you know, blew in my fucking face. Ended up in a ditch for one, too tired, wasn't sleeping well. I'm very, as you can say, I'm pretty uptight, pretty anxious, pretty nervous. I don't know if I had sensory issues. I had ears with the eyes. You know, people that irritate me, I just want to go, you know, hit something to my head. You know, or hit something, or scratch at something like a cat, you know, because it's irritating. But this is my place. It's not really a motivational speech. It's not really a speech you could probably learn a lot on. But at the same time, keep in mind, I don't want to drag you down to think negative. It's just, you know, these people need help. And hope God bless them someday, because I might think of it here and there, but sometimes I don't even like thinking about it. It's too big of a fucking goal to even think about, but something has to probably get done. Especially normal fucking people like my parents or my mom and sister who goes to these functions for mental health people. They're going to the wrong people. The mental health people are the ones in the street that really need the most help, not the ones in the asylum. Yeah, they might need help, but you know they're fucked. What can you do? I don't know if the people on the street are fucked, but obviously it's costly. It's costing the jail a lot of money because, you know, to house them, mentally ill people, just because they're mentally ill at a jail cell, it's a waste of money. So, anyways, that's my words. God bless the homeless and the mentally ill. Thank you. Bye.